Hi YouTube, it's Renee. This is a January 2015 Freckled Fawn kit. One of my goals was to make a paper kit using the accessories, and this is the color palette. So I have some black papers that I pulled from my stash, and some red, a lot of different colors in the red, so I don't know how useful that will be. Some that were gold in color, and then some light blue ones. I pulled about 40 papers from my stash, so I should have a lot to choose from. And I also picked some more gold, as in like mustardy gold colors. And then here's some 6x6 and die cuts, and more die cuts. These are from Amy Tan and Dear Lizzie. And then I thought the chalk accessories would go really well, and some DIY stickers. So let's see what I make.
So here's what I have left using the kit I made that was inspired by the Freckled Fawn. First, I have all of this left. For one thing, it ripped and the colors did not match at all. Yellow, pink, and orange do not really go. So that didn't work out. I used all the gold, a little bit of the white, and a little bit of the red pearls. I used almost all of these labels. Well, maybe more about half, but I used quite a few of those. I didn't use this tag. I used about half of these. This I did not use. I'm saving that for a project. I actually used a lot of these, but there's a lot left. What else? I used most of the teal parts of this set. Didn't use any of these Target ones. I think I only used a couple of these numbers. I didn't use any of the Studio Calico. And I didn't use any of the Mambi. I did use quite a few of these borders. And then I used quite a bit of the cut aparts, but I still, and die cuts, but I still have a whole ton left. So back in the stash, I have just a few of these, half sheets of paper. And then I have, just like a cut apart here, but I have an idea for this sheet. And then I have 18 sheets left of this paper. I originally had 40. I'm just showing you a few of the ones I have left. Oops, sorry for shaking the camera there. But anyway, most of these reds, wasn't sure how they were going to be anyway. And then this matte paper, and then this camera, and this, and then these two, and then this one here, this chalkboard one. But I think I have an idea for this one, but I'm gonna do something different with that. So that's what I have left. So here are the layouts I created with the kit that I made up. I got 12 layouts, and this first one I just took a white sheet of cardstock, and I used up all of the little wood veneers, and I used up some of the stars and one of those die cuts, and used the number for 19. And I used a stamp. This stamp is from Fiskars. And then just some scraps of the red and the blue paper. This is my daughter. She likes Iron Man, and for her birthday we got her a cake with Iron Man, and just put "Oh the Iron Man" instead of like "Happy Birthday" or whatever on it, just to be funny. So this is the first layout. I think this was part of a load challenge too. I don't remember exactly what it was, but this one for sure was definitely a load challenge, and the prompt was "Good Night Moon," and I had these pictures from October when there was a full moon and we had some kind of spooky looking clouds, and that's where I used up all of those leather kind of embellishments from the kit. And then I also used some of those gold ones. I used a stencil. This is a Prima stencil, and I just gutted the middle for this gold, and I just put October moon because it was kind of spooky. And this is like Heidi Swap gold lame. No, I think it was Tattered Angels. Yeah, it wasn't Heidi Swap, it was Tattered Angels. So that is the second one. And this was a load challenge too, and we had to use pop-ups, so I used all of these pop-up embellishment from Michaels, and I used a little orange paper clip, and this is my little Hello Kitty pumpkin, and these are branding strips I had in my stash. There was a branding strip about the same color, but I needed two, and these kind of closely matched a little better, and this one had the house on it, and this is my front door decorated for Halloween for the little kids to come. So I liked all these embellishments. And then this is my little Hello Kitty. Because we couldn't carve it, we ended up painting it. So if you hear loud breathing, that's my dog getting excited. It's a very nice day here in Minnesota. It's 35, almost 40 degrees, and everybody is out from hibernation, so she gets a little excited when she sees people and dogs going by. And then this one was a load challenge. I think it was black, white, and red, and I got this washi from Maggie Milo on YouTube, and I won a giveaway probably a year or so back. And the stickers are from Pebbles, and then here is some of that eyeglass paper from my mind's eye that I've had in the stash, and it was just my two kids in their nerd glasses, and they are kind of nerdy. And then I took the round, this, you know, little round, trying to grab it and it keeps getting away from me, this little round tool with a black, and I just kind of pounced around it to give it some of these little circles because the white was way too stark white. But anyway, those are a picture of my two kids. That's from like, oh, almost 2 years ago too. Like, this one child here has different color hair just about every time you see them, so. And then here's another one from my stash where I used the chipboard from the blackboard, and I used die cut and one page from the 6x6. I have some Vikings and some twin stickers in my stash, so I tend to use those up as we go to the games. And then more of those stars. So this one's pretty simple. Oh, and this tag is one of the cut aparts. And as you can see, the child now has red hair. But my daughter and my husband and then one of their friends, so at the Twins game. And then this one is the chalkboard paper, and then I just use a whole bunch of blue scraps and blue die cuts and some of those white pearls and those buttons and those chipboard pieces. And then I brought in some stickers from my stash. This is just about, she got an iPhone for her birthday, and she was getting phone calls on it, and a couple of her friends that came over for cake after. It was pretty much all done for me, and this is from Amy Tangerine collection too. It's kind of like a vinyl border. And then this is a photo of my husband picking out his seats in the new Viking Stadium. And this is what it looked like on the day that we picked out our seats. And I used more of those gold stickers, more of the stars. These I had in my stash. This is one of those borders from the Teresa Collins, and this one is from, I believe, Amy Tangerine, and then this stamp is from the Freckled Fawn, and this is one of those DIY journaling cards. So it just says whole new world, and talking about how we got some pretty good seats for the Vikings. So that won't open for another year or so, but. And then this one, I haven't finished the journaling, but I used this really old piece of Karen Foster paper and this page from my stash, and I cut this into a banner. This was one of the die cuts. I used almost all of those gold enamel pearls, and I used quite a few of the gold tags. And then these came from the February Freckled Fawn kit, and I added this gold letters in saying Big Gig. My child here is the stage manager for a play on the second biggest stage at the University of Minnesota. There's actually several really big theaters, so this is the second biggest one. So this was an great opportunity for them to be a stage manager. So I took a picture of them outside of the theater, and then of a picture of the program and then a picture of their name on there. I suppose I could have covered it, but oh well. That's their name. And yeah, I liked how that one turned out, and I used some really old stuff. And this piece of corrugated paper I've had forever, and then I've had these chipboard, well, they're not chipboard, they're blackboard, chalkboard, I guess. And then I pulled these out of a really old Freckled Fawn kit because I had this yellow heart embellishment and nothing really went with it. So I just kind of cut one of these strips and I laid up some of the scraps, and then I cut an embellishment to kind of bring in the turquoise. And this is just a real simple one of my dog. And we've been giving her fortune cookies, but we read the fortune to her first, and she always looks so very serious when we're reading her fortune that I took that Instagram and posted it, and we got a lot of chuckles out of that. So I don't have any journaling on that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to write on the corrugated paper, so excuse me. I will probably write that on the back. And then these are the last two, and these are going to go into my, excuse me again, I just had some water before I started doing the video. So this is a scrap, this was a background paper, it's red. These didn't really go with the rest of the kit, so I had to just improvise here, and I think I'm going to find some letters and spell out highlights, and then just write something for every month of the year. These two stickers came from that DIY kit. So I had this one, and then as a companion to that, I used up a lot of the stars and all of these. I think there's one left of these little red and gold and turquoise circles, and then I gutted and made a circle here, and then back the paper here, and I'm gonna put a photo of us here sometime in 2015. So those are gonna go in my album, and I'm gonna finish those off. So that's what I got done. I got 12 layouts, and I'm pretty happy with what I have, you know, left. I have 18 papers, but I'm tired of it, and I'm ready to move on. So thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.